applied myself. I filled it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss.
Pacers were going to make the playoffs. It didn't end so well for you, brother.
If you ain't thinking the same, then we playing by different rules. You can't see the vision, we living at different views. Until we complete the mission, keep getting up, never snooze. I walked a mile in my shoes, had the mind of a fool.
You fell asleep at the trade deadline when we had a trade to get Kyle Lowry out of here.
Found the time to get to it. They told me I couldn't do it. They told me I couldn't make it. They sold it, could never break it. That's sadly mistaken. I need a piece of the pie. I want it so bad I can taste it. They told me like told me keep on running toes. They gonna take
this is what we got to tell.
Man doing this.
I filled it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I pay for the cost. I'm winning to win. Yeah. Refuse to lose. I'm built to win. Applied myself. I filled it in. No time for that doubt. They counted me out. I'm getting it in. Yeah. No time for no loss. I'm paying the cost. I'm in it to win. Yeah. Refuse.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Welcome to Refuse to Lose Sports. My name is Joe Jordan. Very excited about this episode today, Tomo. We got a lot of conversations to have today. As y'all know, NBA free agency just kicked off June 30th. June 30th was the first day people can make a commitment to sign, all right? So here are the topics we got today. Paul George is now a 76ers. We got to react to that. We got to talk about the Clipper era. I remember when they made that trade, Tomo, it was an earthquake. People thought they were going to shake some stuff up. Walked away with 0 championships. We're going to make a grade on that era, the PG Kawhi era. CP3 to the Spurs? That was a big move also, Tomo. A one man's trash is another man's treasure, right? KCP to Orlando. How would that help Orlando, right? What's Magic ceiling after getting KCP? And lastly, maybe lastly, Klay Thompson signing with the Dallas Mavericks. But look, as y'all can see, my boy David Dallas not here right now, but we got Mr. Your done son Tomo in the red corner. Host, how you doing, my boy?
Man, I'm doing good. You know, I've caught up on all the shows over the weekend, so you know, hats off to Refuse to Lose, man. Just over the weekend, so many shows, a bevy of shows, so much information, so much that you can start debates from. You know, I ain't gonna say too much, but if you was tuned in, you know what I mean. So I'm doing good. I'm ready to talk about some of these free agents, and I'm ready to see why they just passing money out like you know, that Dave Chappelle skit. Joe, how you doing?
Dave Chappelle, one of my favorite shows, by the way. I'm doing good. Like you said, the network was on fire this weekend. We had a lot of shows. We had King's Talk, we had RBO, we had CTC, we had BWT that dropped 3 episodes last night. We had Dave Doghouse, and we had the R2L show. I mean, and we had FLC, I think, right? Mm-hmm. Or was that a weekday? I don't know, but
I think that was a weekday. But it started everything off.
Yes, sir. So man. Yeah, we were busy this week, you know, and I know we got in the red corner Sunday. But look, y'all, like Tomo said, we got networking shows, y'all. So go in the description section, click on the link. First link is to become a member of the R2L family, and you go under that link, you can see a link for every show that we have on the network. But while you're watching, like this video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, share this video with somebody that you know personally, not personally, a sports fan, so they could come on and watch live with you, and use that comment section. We can see all the comments y'all will be putting out throughout the show. Shout out to my boy Cardo. I know he just crossing his fingers waiting for a move for the Bulls. It sounds like all the moves are leaving your team. You know, DeRozan might be leaving. Zach LaVine will be gone, right? So shout out to Cardo for being the first comment, though. And then last but not least, y'all, enjoy the rest of the show. Tomo. Hee.
Man, I feel like I should say a lot's going on in the DC area, you know, as far as just hope, you know, because the Commanders with the new organization, you know, the new front office, there's a lot of hope there. You know, with the Washington Wizards and the new front office, there's a lot of hope there. But one person, and I got to go back to the Commanders because y'all ownership, they own more than one team, right? Mm-hmm. You know, they own a little bit of the 76ers too, right?
They do. Majority on, I think the majority on over there.
Okay. So Josh Harris just out here saying, look, man, I'm gonna give my fan base whatever they want. Being a Dallas fan, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But hey, being a Commanders fan, that shows a little bit of hope, right, Joe?
Yes, sir.
All right, so if it's out there, then he gonna go get it. So Philadelphia, you know, they call this guy Playoff P, Podcast P. But some people say you can't spell Philly without P. So they found a way to go get him. And if you was up early this morning, you got the notification. I don't know what's up with Paul George and the LA time, but they signed around about 3:30 this morning. I think he not signed, but he committed to a 4-year, $212 million maximum contract with the Philadelphia 76ers. And that's per, all of the sources, R2L, ESPN, whichever source you want to go to, but trust this source. You know what I mean? So we got to react to it. PG to the Sixers. Joe, we had a segment on it. You say you don't want to talk about this no more until it happened. Literally about 5 days ago. It happened. How you feeling?
Crazy, Tomo. Before we came on here, I listened to the episode to remind myself what I said, right? And I want to say, first of all, congratulations to the 76ers. That was an awesome move. I feel like I remember we talked about it. I said that, man, PG ain't going nowhere. The moment he said it's not about fit, it's not about winning championships, it's about fit, right? I'm like, okay, bro, you can go anywhere and okay.
You can't hit hold up. Hold up. Man, they got money to spend. They selling the team and then they just buying their players, man. It's crazy. Shout out to Teddy, man. #1 Celtics fan. Shout out to BWT. But 10-month member, he said, "What up, fellas?" I know he yelling. I can't yell as loud as him, but what up, fellas? Shout out to the family. # start spreading the news. # do your job. # job finished. This year, I start over. It's getting ugly in the East now. # humbly. Oh, you right. # fight on. Well, we are talking about somebody that's going to make that road to the finals a little bit more rocky for the Celtics.
All right.
Continue on, Joe.
Yeah, the East, man. The Knicks made a big move. Now Philly. So, Celtics is like, we keeping y'all. Like, we keeping you. Derek White, sign right here. Jason Tatum, sign right here.
They're keeping everybody but their ownership.
But facts, that's the first time I think I ever heard that like a team win a championship and like
they selling high. They selling on the high.
Facts though. Facts. That's also facts. They know that shit about the sing. I'm just playing, Teddy. I'm just playing. It's not. But I love this move for Philly. Obviously playing with Tyrese, they also re-signed Tyrese Maxey to an extension. They brought back Kelly Oubre. They brought in Andre Drummond. They got rid of they let Tobias Harris walk, somebody who didn't fit with them. DeAnthony Melton is gone too, but I like what Philly is doing right now. But also Batum is gone. Paul George, what it does for Philly, it allows them to have a third scorer, a third option. Also, throughout the regular season, they can kind of slow walk it with Joel Embiid. Like without Joel Embiid last year, they were not a good team. They went from with Joel Embiid on the floor, they had the best winning percentage in the NBA, not in the East. Not in the West, in the NBA, even higher than the Celtics. But without Joel Embiid, they drop all the way down to the play-in. So this tells you how valuable Joel Embiid is. So with Paul George around, you can kind of slow walk things with Joel Embiid throughout the regular season and not a lot of wear and tear on him so he could actually be there healthy for the playoffs. Now, the only bugaboo about this whole situation, Paul George is also injury prone. Like Paul George also goes to the playoffs hurt too. We just saw that last year, not this past season, but last year. Paul George got hurt before Kawhi, remember? And then Kawhi got hurt. So we seen this. Paul George always got something going on. Shoulder injury. He got hurt last year during the season. And Paul George also is a guy in situations that haven't really showed up. That's why it's important for Embiid to be, I'm talking about 100% healthy in these playoffs because can't lean on guys like Maxey, lean on guys like Paul George. Paul George is good. He's an upgrade because outside of Maxey and Embiid, they really didn't have scoring outside of that. Like Maxey and Embiid was outscoring, like they were scoring like crazy. They were the highest scoring duo in the first round. So you look at Paul George being there, it releases stress out of them offensively. And they were already the third best offensive team in the NBA in the playoffs that year. So shout out to PG, shout out to the Sixers. I love the move.
Someone said anywhere but the Clippers is Philly. But do we really want that pressure? Do we really want the pressure of playing the Celtics and trying to get to the finals? That's what King Talk Joe said. I think he heard you and said, you know what? I don't care about that Daryl Morey stuff with James Harden. I don't care about Kawhi Leonard and his New Balance commercials. I'm going out east because at least I can probably get to the Eastern Conference Finals with this team, because with me being there and knowing that Joel Embiid has a bad injury history and knowing that I have a bad injury history, but also knowing that they got Andre Drummond. They brought Kelly Oubre back. They know the potential promise with Maxey. They like the new coach. There's some promise there. So he said, let me go where the promise is at versus where the parish is happening. Because, you know, they got to open up a new stadium. They got to figure out at this point, at that time, they're trying to figure out James Harden is coming back. Do I got to worry about another season of Kawhi playing 60 games? And then when I need him in the playoffs, he only played one game. So at the end of the day, I think Paul George did what was best for him, opting out and then coming back to the East. I know one thing, as he was on that plane coming back over, he was like, how we going to beat the Knicks? Because if we can get past the Knicks, then we can figure out the Celtics some way, somehow. But while you thinking about the Celtics, don't forget about the Bucks, because they about to have another year together too. They ain't make no moves yet, but they had another year too. So with this, I like the move for Philadelphia. What we got here? Okay, shout out to Kevo, 11-month member. You know, shout out to the best network on the net. Place those cookie orders with TK Sweets and Treats. Hashtag Go Mavs Go. Y'all got me. It's y'all time. Hashtag Fly Equals Fly. Hashtag Free CD. JJ plus Bronny equals zero free agents.
Taking shots.
Ooh, you know what? To address this comment, you know, if you're in the NFL chat, there was a meme that was circulating, and I'm the main culprit of it, with AJ Brown saying request a trade. And you know, something about them tables, man, they will turn on you. Jerry, do the right thing. Just do the right thing, Jerry. That's all I ask. But back to what I was saying, for Philadelphia, if I'm a fan, I'm excited of the promise. This is what trust the process really meant. We stayed down this long. We went through all this playoff turmoil and watched Joel Embiid drag one leg on a few games to get another player who could potentially be not Timu Tobias Harris, because I would say Tobias Harris is Timu Paul George. Now you got somebody who's going to actually step it up and can create his own offense. Like, you don't have to worry about Paul George not showing up, because he's going to show up if he's not hurt.
Yeah, man. We agree. But look, my apologies, Paul George. Like Tomo said, man, I did say I didn't think you would go anywhere because I felt like you was complacent, but he left for like $3 or $4 million more a year. You know, so I don't think it's really just about the money, but he really trying to win a championship. So shout out to him, putting that pressure on himself.
Yeah, you know what he told his agent after he signed that deal?
Turn me up.
You're done, son. Up. Oh, turn me. Oh,
come on now, Joe. Come on now, Joe. You about to be in the doghouse now.
It's funny because I didn't even hear the sound effect.
Oh man, my man turned his mic down, and the sound effects went down too, man. Come on now. See, the perfect thing about this is you got to find a balance. You know, you're trying to find that balance, find a new balance. Because we got to talk about how Paul George leaving. And you know what? It's funny that you said something about the show, because we talked about this too. You said, hey, if he don't stay, we got to talk about that trade. And look at him stepping up there. He all happy. Look at, I ain't never seen Kawhi Leonard smile that hard. Doc said, it's not me. It's not me. But it is. Because they got you out of there. Paul George is now gone. I think Russ said he might be coming back. But again, the pairing of Paul George with the Los Angeles Clippers was a highly anticipated one. But it fell short. Do I have to remind you of the trade? I'll do it for the people that forgot. Clippers received Paul George. OKC receives SGA, who now he got a few MVP votes. Danilo Gallinari. They got the Clippers 2022, 2024, 2028, and Miami's 2021 first-round picks. They got Miami's 2023 first-round picks. It was lottery protected. The Clippers, both 2023 and 2025 first-round picks, right to swap picks. They got a bevy of picks. Pick. As Shady McCoy would say. Now we gotta put a grade on this. After reading all of that, you sit back and you be like revisionist history of how you saying like F minus. What they do in PG schools? They got an E. They got an E for empty because they ain't getting nothing out of this. The only thing they got was a few more ticket sales. They got a few more commercials. Paul George got a podcast. Russ found a new way to come off the bench. But again, the Clippers, to me, I got to grade this whole era. I'm going to go with an E. Well, enough said. Not enough done. I don't even know. You give me some more E's in the comments. Y'all let me know. But yeah, nah, this was a failure. Yeah.
Bro, I was gonna give it a D minus. You know what I mean? But they failed. I'm cool with an E or L because we talk about a team when Kawhi Leonard was the hottest free agent we've seen in a long time. The man went to one team for 1 year and won the championship, and he was a free agent, a two-way player. That's rare. Two-way small forward shooting guard, elite offensively. He can go with the best with them offensively, and is arguably the best all-around defender. We talking about like that. We ain't seen nothing like that since Kobe. Man. So we like everybody like, yo, we want Kawhi. You know, the Lakers obviously LeBron 80 try to recruit him. You know, a lot of guys 76 try to get. A lot of guys try to get him. It was tug of war. And then boom, in the middle of the night, kind of like PG, in the middle of the night, there was an earthquake in California, and a trade was announced. PG and Kawhi signs with PG. Sorry, with the Clippers, and PG gets traded. We were like, oh, we talking about two of the best on-ball defenders and elite scorers on the same team? Oh, it's over for the Lakers. We thought the Lakers had 80 LeBron, but this team, and they got Montrezl Harrell, who won 6 Man of the Year that year. Lou Will, who's also a 6 Man of the Year. Pat Bev, Pest, you know. They also had who they had a center? I can't even think right now. But they had a squad.
DeAndre Jordan didn't go back, did he?
Nah,
Nah.
They probably did. But he wasn't the same though. So my whole thing is, we was like, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but at least 5 playoff wins. God dang, not championship. Can we at least get 5 playoff wins? Tomo, first year, what happened? They beat Luka, 1 playoff win. Stepped on his ankle, by the way. And then I'm playoff P. And what happened? He played all P on his pants, and they lost. They gave up a 3-1 lead to the Nuggets, and Paul George was horrible. Year 2, they see Luka again. What happens? They beat Luka. Cool. They beat Luka. Kawhi gets hurt. PG leads them to the Western Conference Finals. Kudos to you, my guy. I give you props for that. But you did miss those key free throws in 2 games for y'all to not go to the finals. But I'm going to give you props for getting the Clippers a first Western Conference Finals. What happened after that, Tomo? Kawhi gets hurt again. And they get to the play-in, and they get bounced by who? Your former teammate, Pat Bev? And he has this historic meme on top of the turnbuckles, taking the shirt off and stuff like that because they beat y'all. So, no playoff win right there. So, right now, we counted 3 playoff wins. Then the next year, PG gets hurt. Kawhi goes in there, beat the Suns, game 1. Then he gets hurt. Tomo tried to warn me, but I didn't listen. And then you lose to Phoenix. No playoff win. And then lastly, this year, first round, you see Luka one more time, and Kawhi gets hurt again. And then PG and James Harden loses once again. So we talking about era in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, 3 playoff wins. And it's supposed to be a championship team the first year they got there. So I give it an F. E. Look at this. Inefficient, eroded, ejected, embarrassing, emotional damage.
That was funny.
Emotional damage.
Literally error. So I would say no. It's an F.
So you said out of 5 years, they only got 3 playoff wins. I would say, Joe, you know, if you was talking about a specific team and their quarterback, man, you'd have been like, Tomo, you don't understand. But here you go, right here. You telling me 3 playoff wins in almost like 8 years? Like, you sure you want to keep this guy? But again, here we go with the new owner. He came in. He was just like, you know what? we're trying to get a fresh start. We're trying to bring a new vibrant thing here. And who didn't want Kawhi Leonard after that playoff? I mean, he ended the super era. I mean, the super team era. Like, I mean, granted, AD Achilles did pop, and that's essentially what ended it. But the Raptors closing it out also helped too. We're gonna talk about that end of an era too. But Kawhi said I want Paul George. I mean, Doc told Kawhi, or Doc told Kawhi, like, SGA gonna be good in a few years. Like, just wait this out. No,
sure,
I want Paul George. I mean, that's what he said. You know, I mean, he could be LeCapping. I don't know.
The cap.
But he said it. And look what SGA is doing, and look what's going on with the Clippers now. You got a whole new arena, and now you probably just got to open up your franchise looking like the Los Angeles Rockets, because it's going to be James Harden and a band of brothers. So we'll see. But I'm going with an E. You said, what is it? What's your grade again?
I get an F or E too.
Okay. So, I mean, it ain't too much to argue about on that one. I wish
the Clippers also signed. They also signed. What's your boy name? No, they got sent overseas because of the situation.
Kevin Porter?
Kevin Porter Jr., yeah.
So they brought him back?
I feel like it's a good, they got Bones Highlands. He's going to be with Bones Highlands. Wasn't for them, I guess.
They got a good team, but not a good enough team for when you're trying to open up a new arena. Like, you want to open up the arena with the promise of that big three potentially getting you somewhere in the playoffs, not the potential of we may be rebuilding next year.
I want to say rebuilding. They still got James Harden and Kawhi.
They may be
Kawhi got to be healthy, though.
That's what I'm saying, Joe. That's what I'm saying.
It's about to be the James Harden show.
He wanted Paul George. Like, hey, I'm sorry, Russ, if I'm you, get out of there. Unless they're going to give you more of a prominent, like, point guard position. Now, if that happens...
He's in the Nuggets looking at Russ.
I mean, if I'm Russ, I mean, outside of if you don't want to leave, he did have fun on that stage, when they was like, they not like us. So he might just stay because of that. But if you really trying to, like, close this one out and get a ring, I say go with the Nuggets, man. They're going to give you the minutes. The team, the coach is already there. What Joker say? This is a winning culture. I mean, granted, they lost, but it's still a winning culture. So we'll see. We'll see. We got a lot more free agency talk coming up. And we got to talk about another team that did a trade and got nothing for it. Got absolutely nothing. But some people would say Chris Paul is everywhere, everything, all at once, or everything, everywhere, all at none. I don't know. It's just Chris Paul, man. He found his way with the Spurs. He's leaving Golden State after they couldn't get a trade done. That's also another funny thing that happened with the Clippers too, is they could have actually had a good trade for Paul George, and they chose to say no and let him walk out the door for nothing. So essentially, that's why Chris Paul is now with the Spurs. So hey, San Antonio, I see you signing Chris Paul for 1 year with a contract worth more than $11 million. That Jordan Poole trade looking good now, ain't it, Wizards fans? Try to tell y'all, just wait it out. That little 6 points he was averaging ain't that bad. But Joe, this is the West. They say the West is the best. Do you think CP3 to the Spurs was good, or is this going to be a mess?
Mark, they got Cliff Paul from State Farm. I love this move, Tomo. I love this move for the Spurs, man. I mean, we were talking about this last year in the chat. Popovich, what are you doing? Give this man a point guard. These dudes not even looking for Wimmy. They looking like they all trying to get a contract next year. Everybody looking them up. What's going on? Wimmy's open. What's going on? Oh, yeah, that's all we kept saying. But then, second half of the year, they started giving the ball more. But early, oh, my goodness. Now, we're talking about how bad they need a facilitator. They got the ultimate facilitator. Now, there were rumors about them getting Trae Young. All right? Now, I think this is better. I'm not saying Chris Paul is better than Trae Young. This is better because Trae Young would have cost so much money to go get him because of his contract. And if he wanted to stay as a Spur, that's even more money because Trae Young is a superstar. It got CP3 for $11 million. That's legit. So it's a veteran who, we saw the highlights, them lives come from anywhere. You know, playing with Wemby, that pick and roll actually gonna be crazy. He's a smart point guard also, so he could kind of teach the young guys. Like, people forget he was SGA's vet when he was in OKC. He actually showed SGA the ropes when they went to the playoffs and took the Rockets to the 7-game series. So I love it, you know. And I said this, Tomo, if you are a betting man, I said this a while ago. I said when the playoffs is over. No, but I said this when the season was over. If you are a betting man, bet that the Spurs will make the playoffs this upcoming year. I still think they got more moves to make, but I do think they will be a playoff team this year.
Are they a playoff team? The play-in is the playoffs, right? I think so. I mean,
nah.
No, they got to make it, right? No,
yeah, they got to get in the playoffs.
I mean,
7-game series.
When it comes down to one game, I think they could beat a team. But you talking about the West, though, Joe? Like the West is getting better. Like again, you got y'all. We're gonna figure out what the Warriors gonna do. Oh, come on, Joe. Don't do that now. Not now.
You gotta make a move first. Don't even name it to make a move.
You got a point, but let me bring up the standings so I can make sure I'm all the way 100%. Because we got OKC coming off the playoff run that they had. All right. You got the Denver Nuggets, who potentially I know they lost KCP, but they may go get Russ. You got Minnesota, who's gonna be hungry now because they're gonna actually train like they're going to the playoffs and not train for the regular season. So you got that. The Clippers might not make it. Mavericks, you know, they done got Klay now. They done got a shooter. They needed that in the finals. You know, I'd probably be eating some cookies right now if they would have had Klay, but Bill and crew, you know, the Suns, Lakers, Bronny's there. Pelicans got DeJounte Murray. Like, Joe, I don't know if it's safe to say they're a playoff team. I mean, it's safe to say they're a play-in team. That's going to be my vote. They're a play-in team, even with Chris Paul. Now, Chris Paul is going to help this team get to another level because that's just what he do. You know, that veteranism that he brings to the locker room, that also that pesky, you know, they probably was missing that pest that's going to be like, hey, this is how you get good. This is how you get good. And that's also what helped OKC become the better team that they are. Because, again, you got somebody, a vet that's coming around trying to do commercials all the time and tell you, like, hey, I want to win a ring. Like, I'm trying to win one, but again, everywhere I've been, it just didn't work out. But I think this is the spot. Right coach, alien for a player. I like the draft that they got. So this is the situation and the taxes. So again, Chris Paul, really, it's on you to mess this up because everything else with the Spurs was already set. Like, they had their vision. They said, this is where we want to go. We got the draft pieces. We got Wemby. So if we do make the playoffs this year and we possibly get a lottery pick, we still going to build off of that. But we're trying to build a foundation so they can get back to being one of those top seeds in the West. Chris Paul can help them take a step, but it's not a giant leap. I think they're playing.
I'm telling you, he helps them, right? But my biggest reason why they're going to be a playoff team, because of Alien himself, Wemby. Wemby's about to take a leap, Tomo. Remember Javon came on and said, top 5, Paulo, top 5. He should have waited the next year and say that about Wemby. Wemby is going to be a top 10 player for sure next year. I'm stamping that right now. Top 10. Top 10. Only guys, top. He will be. Look,
that's not a hard.
I want to put something on that. Huh?
I want to take the bet, but because it's height, and I've seen the highlights where people don't even want to do layups. Like,
I know you can see that happening.
Yeah,
like this is not a blasphemous statement. Like I look at top 10. First of all, people consider Jason Tatum top 5. I mean, women could be top 10, right? So my whole thing in there, but
all time or this era right now.
We talking about going into for the like when the season's over. We're like, who the top 5 players in the league? It's gonna be women gonna be top 10. But some people might throw him in the top 5 because who he is. He about to take a leap.
Okay,
and then they got Popovich.
Some people got Tatum at top 5. Like, that's an issue.
Oh yeah, some people do. People got Tatum at 5th best.
That's an issue? I don't think that's an issue.
I mean, probably not more because they probably got Ant-Man above him now. But top four is Embiid. Now, no order. Jokic, Embiid, Giannis, and Luka. That's top 4 for sure.
Jaylen Brown might have that 5th spot. You right. Go
Jaylen
ahead. Continue on, man. Continue on.
Yeah. So and lastly, the Spurs, they got Popovich, and I don't know if you know this, Tom, about the Spurs were 3rd in NBA in assists, and you bringing in CP3. So that, man, I'm telling you, man, this was a big pickup. This is good for Chris Paul too. Good for Chris Paul. So
and Trey Jones too, because Trey Jones had a good season last year. He was on my fantasy team, so I had Trey and Devin. So I seen what they were doing.
Yeah, Devin is going to help him too. He can get off the ball more now because he's on the ball a lot. And Jeremy Sohan, I don't know what they're going to do with him. I don't know if they're going to keep him or they're going to move on from him. I don't know what they're going to do with him really. But he's also a decent passer, you know, but he can't shoot though. Yeah, you need shooters around Wemby, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think they keep him up until the trade deadline, till they find someone who wants to make a trade for him. But again, I really like this move. One, I agree with the Wemby because the pick and roll situation and lobs for Chris Paul. He probably ain't got to throw it up. You can just pass it to him for real. Man, he already did. He ain't got to jump. You just throw the ball in there. But I'm more so like this move for Trey Jones because again, I like how he plays point guard for that team. Right, that's Tyus Jones' little brother, and I know Carl probably gonna give a shout out to him too. But nah, he's a dog. So
yeah, good mentor for him.
Yeah,
good mentor for him.
Again, Chris Paul, this is up to you. This is your. You could have went to LA. He chose to go to the Spurs. That's another player that LeBron picked up the phone. I don't know if he picked up the phone. Actually, is my phone ringing? Is this LeBron? Look. Nah, I'm doing a show right now, LeBron. I can't do it. Let me stop. But shout out to RBO Vaughn, man. We're going to move on to one more topic. I mean, a few more topics because RBO Vaughn definitely, man, he gave me a shout out because I told y'all France won that draft. But who's winning now? The Orlando Magic. They playing that song down there, man. They don't went to the playoffs. Paolo didn't go top 5, but he's climbing up the charts. This team made it to top 5. They got to the playoffs. They almost stole a series if they could have just had a little bit more experience with that Cleveland run. But again, when you go get an ex-Piston or Wizard, I'm going to just say Piston for Carl because it's been some tough times out there in Detroit. It's so cold in the D. But KCP has now signed a 3-year, $66 million deal with the Orlando Magic. That's a lot of money in Orlando, man. It's Orlando. Whew. Now we got to talk about the Magic ceiling. What's the ceiling for this team, Joe? Is it Disney World or is it Disneyland? For me, that's ceiling high, man. The fact that you can even go out and get I ain't gonna say a perennial player like this, but to go add another 3-and-D type guy of KCP's nature to your team, some people would say probably overpaid, but again, he said the floor. Hey, but some people would say adding KCP was he got overpaid, but again, in a time of inflation, you got to pay for what you need. And with this team, they needed one more shooter, if you ask me. And this is the guy. And also, he brings that championship experience. While he was with the Wizards, before that whole fallout with Spencer Dinwiddie, I like the addition of having KCP around because he was hitting those big game-winning shots or those game-time shots when you needed them. Again, that culture. Something about having that one veteran that's going to step up and be like, hey, bro, I've been here before. If you pass it to me or if you get open in that corner, we're going to make the right play. What happened with the Nuggets? I mean, he did get one with the Nuggets. I mean, last year was some would say it was a shaky year because they found a young team that was more hungrier than them, and they beat them because the Nuggets was taking too many naps coming out the gate. Before a young coach and a young team like this was a good move. So I'm going to say it's Disney. I'm going to say it's Epcot. I ain't gonna say it's the parade at the end of the night, but it's at Epcot right now. That's the ceiling for me.
Mm-hmm. All right. Update. The Mavericks also sent 2 additional second-round picks to the Warriors to complete that Klay Thompson signing trade.
They pulled a Trump and said, you sent that $60 I sent you? You got that little 60? Go ahead, take that, man.
That's what y'all be getting. Y'all be collecting on second-round picks.
We got a first. We got lucky and got a first.
Man, y'all stacked. Y'all stacked. Y'all could have got Klay. Y'all had plenty of second round for that.
Yeah,
that
would have been nice, Joe.
Nah, he ain't going to y'all, bro. He trying to win a championship.
No, I'm thinking. I know, but I'm just saying that would have been nice. Him back with we just bring all the ex-Warriors over here and leave Draymond over there, and we would have been set. One big happy reunion, man.
Golden State Wizards.
Man, I'd have been happy.
But yeah, Orlando Magic. I love this, y'all. I'm like a broken record. I love this. I said I love it, baby. Look, man, shout out to ABM or XIB, one of them.
XIB.
Well, anyways, bro. So Magic last season. What? Come on now, we all know what their issue was, Tomo. They can't shoot from three. Last year, Orlando was 30th in threes last year, 24th in three-point percentage, third worst percentage in the playoffs, only behind the Pelicans and the Lakers. And Caldwell Pope last year shot 40% from three. 44% when he wide open, though. So Caldwell Pope was a big pickup for them offensively. And he's a veteran. He's a champion. He's a winner. He went to LA. You know, granted, he was with the Wizards. Went to LA, won a championship. Left LA, went to Denver, won a championship. That's where he has a championship pedigree. You know, he does a lot of the little things. Dive for the loose balls. He's a really good defender. Defensively last year, Orlando was third best in defense. They had a third best defensive rating. First of all, Caldwell Pope don't miss no games. He played 96% of his regular season games. Let me start there. But during the regular season, opponents shot 40% when Caldwell Pope was the closest defender. That led the NBA among players to defend 500 shots plus. He's an elite defender. He's a defender. And you put him alongside Paolo Banchero offensively, all the attention goes to him and Franz Wagner. Another. He basically replaces Gary Harris, which I think is a big upgrade. Yeah, Javon was like, probably like, hallelujah.
That's the nugget player they've been waiting for. He's like, why y'all give us Gary? We could have gave us KCP a few years.
Oh, yeah. Before. Dang, he was with them. Yeah. But then, speaking of Nuggets, they lost 2 years in a row, Tomo. You lose Bruce Brown, and then you lose KCP. And you get nobody to replace them. You got Brown, you know, from Kansas, but he's not a shooter. You need another shooter. You need shooters around Jokic. And the Nuggets, they taking L's right now, bro. Like, they always took an L in the second round. And the Minnesota Timberwolves made a big trade to get Rob Dillingham. And these dudes ain't done nothing yet, the Nuggets. So, I don't know what's going on. But shout out to Orlando. This was a great pick for Orlando. And my ceiling for them, Tomo, I made a video 2 years ago. All right? 2 years ago. It's on IG right now. When they were in their first year. I said, in 2 years, they could probably be in the Eastern Conference Finals. You know? And I said that. And after seeing what Indiana did, I think that's doable. So I'm going to make that their ceiling. You know, because they are a really good defensive team. Paolo will be better this year. He's going to grow. Paolo will be a top player. Javon, he said top 5. He's just too soon, you know. But Paolo, you can tell he's one of those guys. Last year in the playoffs, my man Paolo, I got it right here. My man Paolo averaged 27, 8, and 4, 46, 40, 76. Well, his percentage was bad, but the second half, like those last 3 games, Paolo went crazy, and his teammate Franz Wagner game 7. I don't know what happened to him, but they could probably make the East Conference Finals. I'll make that their ceiling, but they're not getting to the finals though.
And I know this is one of those. I'm gonna tap into my Joe bag right quick. KCP stats last season: 45% when he was wide open.
Okay.
46, about 45% pull up, 52% from the one dribble. So you telling me Paolo ain't gonna have some fun with that? That's like, and he did. Like, come on, man. Like, you can't. Like, that's just something.
Golly.
Yeah. Magic got a shooter. That's what happened when you play on the Pistons and the Wizards, man. You know, we just give up shooters. But before we go to this next deal, which would seem like it's a mega deal, or some would say the end of the road, I want to say Michael Porter Jr. may be the trade piece. Him and Aaron Gordon, they have to do something. Because like you said, the Nuggets have done nothing, and they have to do something to at least stay afloat in this West. Because these young guns, they ain't playing around no more. Like, I think the Kings, when they find out which direction they want to go with their free agency or their team, as far as like addition, that's a young team that's gonna be like, look, we're here to step on some necks because Golden State is getting weaker. Timberwolves is going to take it personal next year. OKC is definitely going to take it personal. Luka and crew, they just going to be like, man, we coming for our number one spot. Like, I'm tired of the disrespect. Intangibles, like donations. That's what you're gonna be saying. Because OKC, you Klayed yourself. we had a subject for it, but we just gonna go off of the reaction because it's so many elements of what just happened in the last 24 hours with the Warriors and the end of an era. You know, for YouTube copyrights, we can't play the Boys II Men song, but it's definitely How Do I Say Goodbye? Because Splash. And just like that, Splash. Look, the Splash Brothers is over. It's not a Splash Party no more. It's a Dre Day. And we already know what the name of that album was called. And we know what happens when you smoke too much. It dry your lungs out. The Dallas Mavericks have acquired 4-time NBA champion Klay Thompson on a sign and trade deal. Joe just told you they got 2 more extra second-round picks. But, Joe, what just happened here? Like, what just happened? Like, how did the Mavericks front office do more than the Dallas Cowboys in, like, 2 days? You know what I mean? Like, they found a way to get another 4-time champ, all-star player who's willing to come off the bench and help Luka and Kyrie get over that hump. You know, when they went out and lost players, like I think Derrick Jones Jr. went somewhere else. Everyone was like, well, what are the Mavericks going to do? They said, well, we kind of lost in the finals because we didn't have that extra scoring potential. PJ Washington and them was scoring all the way up into the finals. If Klay we needed a Klay to just help get us a little glimmer of hope because that then opens up the floor for Kyrie. Now imagine Kyrie and Klay. Oh my goodness. Then with Luka, hey, Jason Kidd, you're going to have to do something because you're going to have to come up with some ball rotation because I know they say Klay coming off the bench, but when you get those 3 on the court together, it's like, what the score? Like, they can score from anywhere at this point. Luka, he might win MVP, man. He might win MVP, Joe. I don't know, man. With them 2, man, Kyrie creating the floor space and then Klay in the corner, 3. Luka create the floor space and Kyrie somewhere, that's probably a 3. It's just, I don't know. Endless possibilities. And then you got the landlord. Joe, tell me what's going on out west, man.
Man, I love this move. I love this for the Mavs, man. And I love it. You know, and once again, if the Mavs finish 1 or 2 seed, Luka's automatically win MVP because he has the best stats every year outside of Joel Embiid. But I like this move for 2 reasons. Number one, I mean, you touched on a lot of it. Championship pedigree. Klay's been there, done that in every big moment. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Had to hold the Kobe pose. He has experience, you know. Although the Mavericks just gained some, Kyrie got experience, but Klay has the ultimate experience. He's been to so many NBA finals. Secondly, he's a sniper. People sleep on how elite of a 3-point shooter Klay still is. Like, obviously, he's not shooting no 45% from 3, 44%. But since he's been back from injury, Tomo, he's been shooting 40% from 3. Let's not get it twisted. The man still is an elite shooter. In the playoffs and the play-in, that number goes down. But the problem is, in Golden State, he took a lot of tough threes. But with the Mavericks, playing alongside with Luka and Kyrie, bruh, he's going to be wide open. Practice. Derrick Jones and PJ Washington, all them dudes in the come on now. Imagine that was Klay right there. Klay not pressure in those big moments. He's been there. He's going to be wide open for these threes. So that's going to be the difference. Like, I think his 3-point percentage will go up. I think this is a better situation for Klay than it was in the Warriors. Like, the Mavs is a better situation for him. Because, like I said, with the Warriors, bro, he took a lot of tough shots. You know, I am a little worried. I'm only worried about the defensive side of the ball because Klay is not the defender that he used to be, and he's not the defender that Derrick Jones is. But because they got Gafford and Lively on the back end, I feel like that's going to help the front court, right? And they also brought in Najee Marshall. Najee Marshall was a good pickup. He shot 38% from 3 last year, 40% from 3 in the playoffs. He's a dog, really good defender. He hustles. great addition for the Mavericks. Upgrade from Tim Hardaway Jr. for sure and Josh Green. So I like what the Mavs doing, man. So the Mavs making some moves. They trying to make a comeback.
You know,
ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
That's what the Mavs said. Meanwhile,
how come you don't want me, man?
I seen Poole get paid to trade it. I seen Draymond get paid. I Higgins get paid. Steph done got paid. Y'all done had a situation with what's my boy that came off the bench, but he was having issue. Kuminga. He probably but who was hit for the 4? It was me. I ain't did nothing but to ACL, man. Y'all gonna do me like this? Klay did the right thing, man. Accepted, signed the trade. You know, he said, you know, I'm gonna do the right thing by y'all, so y'all can find me the right suitor, and I'm gone. And if it's out west, I'm gonna make sure y'all pay for it every single play. Because I promise you, when they play again, he gonna say, right here, right here, right here. He gonna want to have one of them 30-point nights. And even if he don't, he gonna make sure one of the other ones do.
That's gonna be weird seeing Klay go against Steph Curry.
It is. It is. It is.
That's end of an era for real, man. Like, dang, Klay is gone.
What's the meme that went around? They say Klay is the Luka's the Terminator. He did it with Utah. They traded Mitchell after that series. Paul George, where he gone? He gone to Philly now. He got rid of 2 dynasties.
Dang.
Ooh, he did it with the Suns.
Right.
That's what it was. And CP3 with the Suns.
Luka did that? Dang.
Yeah, now if he would have beat the Celtics,
they got KD got him out of there.
Yeah, Tatum would have been about it.
Man said, man, they traded for KD. He said, man, if I don't want a ring, and they say, you won't, buddy, get out of here. That man abroad. But yeah,
Carl,
man, that's a big move.
Yeah, Carl, I'm sorry. Tim Hardaway went to the right team.
So, real quick, your squad, Tunas, how you feel about that move?
I see what they're doing here. I like it for the fact that they went out and finally got somebody that can grab some rebounds. Granted, he probably won't, if you betting, he probably won't get you the 7 rebounds you need that night to clear your parlay, but they went and found somebody just to hold over while Alex Sarr is still trying to learn, just learn the feel of the NBA game. Of course, he played in France, but it's another sign. It's another sign and trade. They got him here. They're going to see what happens, see what his stock value is around the trade deadline, just like Malcolm Brogdon. They're doing all the right things to get this team to be where OKC is today. So I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I thought it was a veteran move. I don't think y'all going to trade him this year. Y'all got him to, y'all got a young core right now. So y'all got him to, teach these dudes how to be veterans. Y'all signed him to a 3-year contract, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 3 years. Y'all keeping him for sure. I like the move. Y'all. I'm seeing things ahead for y'all. Like y'all have a plan. Let me say that. I see it.
What I've been saying since we started the show, Joe. That's all I've been asking for was a vision. Like, just let me know where we going with this team, because they never had one. It was just like, we're gonna sign Bradley Beal and figure it out. That's not a plan. That's not a plan.
And then y'all not gonna trade Coombs, man, because he has a team-friendly contract. Like his money goes down every year. Now he's an attractive trade bait. This money want him, but y'all need to get some stuff from him because his contract goes down, bro. Like by the time he gets to the last year, he'll be getting paid what Harrison Barnes getting paid right now.
I know.
Like, come on.
And that's one of the reasons why they probably kept him during the trade deadline, because he took that team-friendly deal. But for me, I think anybody that comes to the Wizards, if you're signing here, you already know what it is. It's like, I'm here to either teach the youngins, or I'm here for that fill-out phase to see if I can get my value up and go to a team that's potentially trying to make a playoff run, and the Wizards get back an angry young player who they can develop. Because we still got Marvin Bagley too. Like the roster's still there, where it's like you can move some of these pieces.
I don't think y'all gonna trade Michael Brogdon. Y'all gonna keep him unless contract expires. Y'all have more cap space next year. That's what bad teams do. Teams is not contending. They pick up all these contracts. They pick up all these contracts that's gonna expire the next year, and then it goes away, and they got endless cap space to attack the free agent market.
Well, It would be nice to get some free agents out here. And Carl, no, we not leaving. But I told Bibby early in the NBA chat, man. I seen you leaving out the house with a trash bag, and a Nuggets hat. He did the video like Martin told him, man, I gotta go find myself. So if you want to reach me, I'm at 555. Good times. So you let me know when you coming back, man.
Yeah, y'all got last name Marvin Bagley, last year of his contract. Corey Kispert, last year of his contract. If y'all pick up the
he
team
might
option.
be the trade piece.
Yeah, Johnny Davis, last year of his contract. He does have a team option next year also. Patrick Baldwin, team option next year, but last year of his contract. Tristan Verzevic, I don't know if his name. But y'all got 1, 2, 3, 4. No, 1, 2, 3.
That's what I call him. He looked just like Travis Kelce.
Y'all got 8 people who could be gone next year if y'all want them gone. And y'all gonna have endless. Only Jordan Poole, Kyle Kuzma, your boy Denny, and Valanciunas and Landry Shamet.
25. See, now we got about 4 minutes, so let me see something.
We about to look at the free agent market.
Yeah, because it ain't nothing. It ain't nothing out there. What you got all this money for?
The draft next year gonna be good though.
See, Jalen Brunson got an option. Donovan Mitchell got a player option.
Jalen Brunson ain't going nowhere.
I know. I'm just naming names that they got.
But Donovan might get an extension this year.
I hope that. Go for the player option. LeBron about to sign the extension. Jamal, see, these people, they going back home. France, Julius Randle. Like, he might be the only one that say, you know what, I'm out. Again, you got the money. We'll see. Y'all
don't need big players though. You can get a whole bunch of core, pieces that can help these young dudes. You know what I mean? Like, be a forward because y'all gonna build around Alex Sarr. Y'all gonna build around him. And Denny.
I mean, if not Denny, you mean Bilal.
Bilal. I'm sorry.
I mean, if Alex come out here and ball out, I'm gonna say Mark. I want to be proven wrong by Denny. I mean by Alex Sarr. Like, prove me wrong. Because if he become the next 1B, bro, go ahead and get your Wizard season tickets because it's up.
Nah,
Jordan Poole. I know. I just had to say something to get myself hyped up, man. But still, it's all gonna be all right. I mean, we're gonna be all right with the France players, man. The Washington Wizards. I mean, the France Wizards.
I know, right?
Bonjour.
Come home, KD. Y'all got the money.
Nah, KD playing, man. He don't want to win.
Yeah, I made a video. I said if he I made a video about KD coming home too. If he goes to the Wizards and win a championship, that was his legacy is.
That's like LeBron. Yeah. You see what they doing to Jordan debates? What's their big joker? Down 1-3. Did it for Cleveland. Like, you gotta have that moment.
PG, this is for you.
I might cry the Wizards win a ring, man.
Man, I'll be happy for you though. I ain't gonna lie. I go to pray.
I mean, outside of Dave being a 49ers fan, I'll be happy for any of us on here to see a championship. Like, I don't want to see 49ers win one.
You be happy for me if we win as Commanders, but the fan base going to annoy you though.
I don't know how I'm gonna do that show, man. I don't know how I'm gonna do that show, Joe. I don't know. I might have to call out that week.
Man, y'all already know. Anybody team win a championship, y'all know I'm coming on the show turned up. I be turned up when the Kings made the playoffs. I was turned up. Imagine if we win I don't have props for days. I might order breakfast for everybody and be like, I don't know. I'm gonna have endless props.
Dave, I'm gonna tell you right now, wherever you watching this is a public service announcement. If the Commanders win a Super Bowl, we will not have to do a show for 2 weeks because Mark, Decorius, and any other Commander fan in the R2L family is gonna be like, I'm coming on the show, Joe. I'm coming on the show.
We gotta get the Decorius on for sure.
And that's the day we call out. I'm not doing that one.
And we need all the Eagle fans on too. I need the whole NFC East on. I need Kyle on too. I need all the Commander haters.
You see that refuse to lose logo right there above the dollar sign? That's how small my camera gonna be that day. I'm gonna be like in the corner somewhere. You are not gonna see me. Man, let's get out of here.
Yeah, my last words quickly. Shout out to the network. Shout out to our family. Shout out to Trent coming on Kingstar. I'm sorry, y'all. I supposed to have a video for y'all last Friday. Things happen. Life happens. So I'm gonna put a video out for y'all for the top 20 this week for sure. But shout out once again, shout out to my man Trent. And Kings, please, man, get Lori. And if you don't get Lori, get B.I. Get somebody. Get Kuzma. Get somebody. Jeez. Go ahead, Tomo.
Man, I can say this is the first free agency where I'm sitting back and watching one of my teams at least attempt to do something, you know, outside of this. My last words is we haven't done a lot of football segments, but the ones we have been very controversial. So I just want to make an announcement to all my Cowboy fans. This is the time, you know, this is the time. The media has been talking about BA and his free agency, but, you know, somehow, some way they got to find a way to slip some Dallas media in there. And it seems like our defense has some division. You know, Michael Parsons talking about what Malik Hooker had to say on the podcast, but technically he was right. He was just being accountable. CD Lamb said, if I don't get 32 a year, I'm going to demand a trade. The fans in the comments say, we're going to leave this team if they don't re-sign CD. Well, you should have already been thinking about leaving the team when they said they're going all in and didn't sign nobody. So at the end of the day, this is the Cowboys off season. I'll see you all in August when we actually have something to talk about, because if CD don't show up in August, Joe, the whole show, I got some words for him.
I got you. The whole show dedicated to you.
What you mean?
All right, y'all. That's all we have for y'all.
I'll talk to you in the chat, Carl.
Yeah, he wasn't right. All right, y'all. So
hold on. Give me 2 seconds. What you mean he wasn't right?
I mean, I don't like that he went on the podcast and say that. And Michael Parsons said, huh?
Did y'all hear the question?
Yeah, I hold on. Oh, he asked him. Hold on. What was the question?
Keyshawn basically asked him, like, how you feel about Michael Parsons doing the podcast.
Oh, okay. Then see, that's why you can't listen to clip videos. You gotta watch the whole interview.
Like, that was the preference of the question. He was just like, I mean, he doing this thing, but as long as it don't affect him on the field, like that's what I took from it.
That's cool then. Yeah, I have issues with it then.
We'll talk about the NFL chat.
Send a clip in the chat. I gotta listen to that, John.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. So click the link in the description, become a member so you can join these chats. The show continues. But that's all we have for y'all live on this show, and we'll see y'all next episode.
Peace. Out.
Thank you for staying to the end. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video, subscribe, and also hit that notification button so you can be notified next time we put out a video. If you're listening on any podcast platform, subscribe and hit that notification button, y'all, so you can be notified we put out another podcast audio. And last but not least, hit that share button. No matter what you're listening to or watching it, hit that share button and send it to somebody that you know that would love to watch this episode you just listened to. So once again, thank you for staying to the end, and we'll see y'all in the next episode.